The colors are not as bright as they are on my iPad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to record this audio while I'm drawing, but also on Patreon I will be putting then, as usual, the free version. I will be putting also, I gotta put the screen recording so we can do that, okay? So here, I already started, as I said, I already started the, hair, and I'm actually in my room now, and I can see your comments in case a lot better. So yeah, the colors are not as bright, so I'm gonna fix the screen a bit, just that because I can see my. Okay, that's. I think it's way better. Okay, so what did I do? I didn't want to do that. Okay, so what I wanted to do is to continue painting my little girl. Okay, so hi there. I'm going to continue with the hair. Okay, so I'm using the same color as I used for the top part. And here I'm going to add more gingers the same way. And actually, I was thinking because with what I did with with the cave boy, I didn't add. I don't know if this is the right color. That's okay. You can add. Yeah, it is the right color. Okay. Ah, yes, because we have this. Yes, because of the layer, I forgot. So we have this color burn layer. So here, yesterday, I created this color burn layer that changes the hue already of my uh, uh, paint paper, I wanted to say, but yeah, of my watercolor. Okay, so here I'm gonna go with the same color, and I'm gonna start adding the color in my hair, like so. If I go over to the jumper, no pasa nada. Nothing's gonna happen, no big deal. Okay, so here I have also a bit of hair poking out from underneath here. Okay, here I'm gonna go, and the cool thing about brushes by um, Adelson, using his first name, like he's my best friend. I hope he doesn't mind. But the cool thing about his brushes I like is the pressure, so they're very pressure sensitive. You can see, so the more pressure you get, like make, the more pigment you kind of lay on paper, and it works quite well. Okay, so this is the first pass, and then I'm going to go into the second one and give more texture, like give that watercolor texture, and I will try to maintain it as much as possible. So yeah. Because with UGG, I had to completely cover the hair because it was just too light. The tone of the hair was just too not dark enough. Not like it. We're gonna do a second layer. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through her ponytails or pigtails. Correct me. I don't know which one is correct in English, but add some here, and then we add some over here because I have this kind of final sketch, the clean sketch already done. I don't know what I like now, to be honest. If I like the cleaner sketches or if I like the messier sketches. I don't know. Like for now, I will just keep on going with my cleaner sketches, I guess, and then we will see how that works. Now, what I want to do is, first of all, put it in multiply mode. Thank you. Not the dark, in multiply mode. Thank you. Now I'm going to do another multiply mode. I'm going to create another clipping mask. I'm going to go in with the textures. Okay. So, actually, I want to go with Lisa Glance's textures. Okay. Patchy water stain, granulation above paint. Maybe, let's go maybe a bit orangier here. Let's see how that goes. The granulation. quite interesting. Maybe this color, this pigment has that granulation effect. See, like a bigger brush with some places. Okay, fine. I'm gonna do another multiplier layer for now. What I want to do is I want to try this one, and maybe this time we will go yellow, but maybe let's go in the same layer. What do you say? So if I go, I think I need to, yeah, this is the one that I want. So this is a bloom brush. So basically, if there were water on my paper to create that watercolor texture, you know, when you kind of put it uneven, it creates that interesting texture. Okay, so I'm gonna make it smaller here and maybe make some of that bloom effect. Here looks very nice. We're kind of imitating watercolor here. Okay. The more I press, the harder the edges. The less I press, the less hard the edges are. Okay. So let's try another brush by Lisa as well. And that's the scratchy stains. Let's go on a new layer. The clipping mask. And I want to try maybe go somewhere gingerier, somewhere maybe redder. It gives me this stainy effect. Okay. Maybe let's go. You can, I think you can stamp it as well. It looks cool. Or we can just erase the parts that we don't want. Okay. And then obviously, I'm gonna erase. Okay, so let's go here and let's erase first of all. Reset. No, don't have it here. Let's go into add also another clip eraser. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase this part from the legs, just so it doesn't put too much into it. Get too much orange. Okay, the rest we can leave because the colors usually they blend on paper when we are doing watercolor in real life. Okay, so what I want to do now though is I want to take the eraser that is kind of let's see, let's try different things. This okay. Okay. These are like watercolor droplets, and then I'm going to use my favorite eraser. This one. This one. It has these shapes of basically watercolor. So the color, the paint usually doesn't distribute equally. So we can erase some parts and make them lighter, less saturated, and the other parts are going to be more saturated in the watercolor painting when it's traditional. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to so I want to actually do I want to put these together? I think yes. Yes. And now I want to okay, how do we do this? Let's duplicate this. Because I wanted to separate the hair. Okay, no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. What am I saying? What am I saying? So we just need to go to that layer. Doing silly things. Oh, thank you so much for the like. Okay, so now let's work on those lights and shadows. So I selected the layer that is my base for my hair, just making sure that I don't miss anything. And I'm going to need this part of the hair, this part of the hair, these parts, ones that are connected to the scrunchies, I think they're called in English. And this one in general is going to be darker, and this one also. Here, okay, I'm going to slightly, um, slightly feather it, and I'm going to go into those two pink. Let's go more saturated and darker red. Okay, then I wanted to do the tips of my hairs here. Also, these tips, I'm just going jaggedy lines. This one also, I'm going to feather it out a bit. And I'm going to change the hue of my color, maybe make it brighter or less saturated, more or less saturated, maybe make it lighter or darker. I'm gonna play a bit with whoa blue tips. Something yellowier. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so this part I don't really like how it looks. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to increase the brightness a bit for now, then we're gonna work on it. You make it more brighter like this. Okay, so here I'm gonna do this for now. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna do this for now. To select this part that is behind my hair. All of this area. Okay, feather just a tiny cinch, and then I'm going to make it more saturated. Just a bit darker. I don't want saturated. I want it to go into. I still want it to be ginger. Okay. Maybe too dark. Okay, well, we're gonna add some lights here now. I'm gonna select an area here, an area here, butter it out a bit, and we're gonna go brighter, more yellow, so we give it back that ginger appearance. I really love ginger hair. I am so in love with the aspect of curly ginger hair. It's like my dream. Okay, so here what I want to do is I want to do this. I want to select these parts and indicate that they are also a bit much darker. And then here I'm gonna go like this and select this area here, like so. Feather it out just a tiny bit. And I'm gonna go brighter, more saturated, more yellow. That's so bright. Okay. So one thing. What if we take this whole layer and just the key of it? So she's almost blonded the tips for now, but it's okay. I want I want to be sure that she's ginger. Okay. I can always play with this. This is why I like digital watercolor. Oh my god. Okay, so here I know that this part let's do one thing. I'm gonna select this strand here. I'm going to go in with my kind of cooler reds, and I'm gonna take this brush that's let's do rough and patchy. Let's try rough and patchy here. Is it a brush? No, I don't like rough and patchy. No, shadow brush might work here. No. What if we take a texture brush? Yeah, it looks good, but I don't like the color. But to indicate, to separate those strands one from the other. The same goes here. Separate them a bit. Okay. And the same goes here. I want to make it taking brush. Cooler as it's farther away. Okay. And the tips, select them quickly. Okay, it's gonna go a bit out of the line here, but okay. So I'm gonna make them just a bit more gingery, adding in that texture. So she looks kind of blonde on those tips. Okay, still not happy. Still not happy. Then we will fix it. We'll fix it. If we do this, okay. Now let's do. I want to add some highlights in my hairs. Um, so maybe too much. I'm just thinking maybe if I select smaller patch, the hair, make it more saturated. Okay, this looks already better. Now here, what I want to do is I want to select that area that is closer to the scrunchie behind the hands. Here, here, here. So some tips here, and cheese here, and this one, further just a tiny bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it brighter. I'm gonna make it cooler, make it darker. Okay, and then we will continue on already with the pencils. Okay, so for this, the hair, for now, we almost have it done. Then we will add the scrunchies. But for now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to add the eyebrows. Okay, so let's create a clipping mask. Let's select the. Let's go with Lisa's brush. Maybe it has the edge, the watercolor. This is the difference between Adelson's brush, main brush, and Lisa's brush. It has kind of the darker edge, but it doesn't have that texture. But now we will add it. Okay. Now, and also the eyelashes we're gonna add on the same layer. So let's go into the eyelash color. I made it like I picked it from the same gingers. I was like moving around the same gingers. So this brush is gonna work great here because I want the eyelashes to kind of look neater. My parrot is going crazy. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's going like, there's een bicycle. What do you want a kiss? Okay. Here I'm gonna add this little edge. And the thing is, with watercolor brushes, you have to work without letting go of the brush, because actually, let me show you what's gonna happen. If I go over, you see, it's gonna be this create a detection. I'm gonna make it smaller, and then we can fix it already with pencils. And in case we can fix it also by using the transformation tools in Procreate Direct. I'll show you how to do that in a second, because it's a cool watercolor tip that I didn't know before, and now I do. So let's go into the blender, blend in these parts, because I don't want there to be anything particular. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to select, for example, this part of the eyelash, sorry. And what I want to do is I need to put it in the correct position. So here, if I missed my lines, I can always use the transformation tools work for me. I can put it in the correct position. Just wanted to show you this trick. Okay. All right. So now we have these two layers, and let's go ahead and if we select them. Okay. Oh, great! It selected only the layer itself. Awesome. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to add some texture. Let's see. Maybe rough and patchy water stain. Let's try patchy. Oh, that didn't have to know. I didn't. Patchy water stains. Copy mask. Okay, so I'm gonna go from this color and I'm gonna make it a bit brighter, redder. No, it didn't select. Okay, still one thing. Select it manually. Not a problem. One, two. Fix the selection here like so. Okay. So over here as well, because I want to add texture of watercolor, but I want to add it only to my eyebrows as like a small detail thing. Making sure I select everything. Okay, so what you can do is when you have these little tiny details, you can create a selection just in case if you will need it later. Okay, and this way you can add details only in that selection part. So for now, I'm going to clear this, and let's go into our main layer. Oh, so here, you see I lost the selection. So I'm going to go here into the selection tool, say load, and then I pick my selection. Okay, and now I can paint only there. So here, what I wanted to do is add a bit of water stains, and I don't know if I maybe go, no, let's go darker. Like so. So here, and now what I want to go into my blender, and I use it as a brush, like so. Okay, too dark. Let's pick this ginger color from here so it stays consistent. So you see, I'm adding like these patches of color that look as if watercolor kind of stained the paper there. And then I'm gonna go in with some white to create those watercolor stains. So this is like mm, picking and choosing. Um, you can figure out your own way of how to use digital watercolor, but for me, I really like how that works. And now let's go with whiter. Maybe let's give not too much staining. Maybe from here. Okay, now that we have this done, I'm gonna select this layer. I didn't need this one. I select this layer and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add a bit of darkness to where I have the shadow part of my eyebrows and eyelashes. It's darker, more saturated, and let's go maybe red or no, cool. Yeah, maybe like this, more brownier. Okay, so we're going quite nice. Like okay. So now what I want to do is figure out how to completely white. And this is horrible. This is horrible. Please don't look at it. It's just my color picking thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the whites of the eyes, but I don't want to make them white. I want to make them like bluish teal to kind of, if we look, it's completely opposites on our color wheel. And I want to create a new layer for now. And this one isn't multiplied. There we go. Now it's in multiply. Okay. So this one here, I'm gonna do also clipping mask just in case. Okay, and I'm gonna add that wash. Let's see if we do the translucent wash. I think it's gonna work good here. So I'm going all over the eye ball. I'm just like concentrating at the same time as painting and talking and going over the eyeball here everywhere. Okay, so that the whites of the eye are gonna look truly white then. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to take this brush, shadow brush, make it a bit maybe more saturated, maybe even bluer, and add that shadow on my eyeball. Okay, doesn't look flat because usually, especially if you're drawing for kids, you always look at the eyes. Okay, and now I want my eye color. It was blue originally, like dark blue. And here, let's start adding that color. And I'm gonna use this brush. And let's move on to Lisa Glance's brushes now. Yay! So let's do that. Yeah, purple. No, I don't want to go to purple. The multiply. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go around my eye for now, like so. Actually, I'm gonna fill this area in as well because then I know where to add the highlights. I'm just adding that color here, and the same way I'm gonna do add the eye color here. And I understood, like, I was so scared to use the, oh my God, like the palette for the consistency. And now I understood that I just have to trust my eyesight because that's the best consistency thing you will have. So here, I'm gonna go now with brighter colors and let's add that patchy stains. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna select my eyeballs, but only the iris part because the eyes they have to have that contrast between the white of the um, yeah, the light of the eyeballs white, and they have to be quite dark because if it's a book, wasn't this one, was it? Okay, okay, let's go more purple. I'm adding some colors in. It's too much. Right. Just want to add a bit of that shining light in them. And I want to move all the way into pinks, to be honest. Or into purples, pinks, or into greens, okay? So I don't like making my colors, my eyes, the same color. So in this case, I want to go into pink. She's a little girl. Come on. Pink, 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 pink. My little girl likes pink. So, okay. Then we're going to go into the blues and actually make it darker here on top. Okay, and where is my water stains patchy? Is this one? We had some. No, it wasn't this brush. Which brush did I use? This one, I think. So here, maybe somewhere, there might be water leakage. Okay, so okay. So now what I want to do is I want to save the selection. Again, I'm gonna go here with another selection, then I can remove them from here. And within this selection now, I should have done it on the other. Okay, let's do like this. I'm gonna cut and paste. Okay. So here now I have them on the separate layer, and because I want to work only with this eye color. So here, what I want to do where the highlight is gonna be, I'm gonna make it a bit darker. This is how I like to do my eyes. More saturated, darker, changing the hue. I'm looking which one looks brighter. Saturated, more dark, like so. This is good. Okay. Then here at the bottom, we will have a bit of darkness as well, but already different hue. Maybe the sky blue hue that could be reflecting from the window, like so. And then here in the eye, we could have a bit of some of that lighter part. Or if it's not lighter, it could be brighter. Okay, so if you look from afar, her eyes do look dark, but they're not black. Okay, so they have these different color changes. Okay, So I'm thinking if I need to add anything more here, or let's do one more thing. I'm gonna add this little two dots here and make it a different hue. Color it out a bit, just to give a bit more, color it out more. Okay, and I want to add that pink tone in there. Okay, so now it looks so much more interesting. Like I'm not going for realism here, but at the same point, it looks so much more interesting and so much more delicate and with such a like huge variation in color that looks really cool. I don't know, I like it. So I'm sorry, slurping my teeth, lip slurp. Okay, what I want to do here, let's do everything in putting mask, and here as well. We don't have that multiply. Please multiply. And this one also multiply. Okay, I want to take my red, already pick the red from here, and add the color of my tongue. Tongues are red. Okay, so let's do like so. I'm gonna add a bit of that. Okay, and then I'm going to add darkness here, side of the tongue. Change the hue and make it a bit darker, make it more interesting. Blue tongue. Looking for that shade that I like. Maybe not so saturated. Okay, that looks good. Looks like a tongue. And I'm thinking that here, in my layer with the ears, I want to add a bit of redness as well. So I'm gonna take this brush. I'm gonna take this red, the same, and I'm gonna raise the opacity, and I'm gonna add it to my ear. Wait, let's try this. Remove it. Make it a bit redder. So fast. Just to make the ear a bit darker. I'm going to make this here. Okay. So change a bit the hue in some places. Okay. And let's make let's add some whites into here. We did that patchy brush. Okay, and what I also want to do is I want to select this area, and then we will blend it in. Okay, and I'm gonna make it darker, more saturated, and more saturated even, and darker. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take smudge tool, just smudge it out a bit. So I'm gonna take my brush here. I really like this brush, you know, I'm starting to understand, but I really like this brush. Um, Okay. Okay, so it looks darker because the ears otherwise they looked too light. Maybe let's add a bit of this red on the nosy here. Okay, and I'm gonna go. I'm switching to Lisa's brushes today. Okay, perfectly fine. Make it different third. I'm actually. I would like to try this blender. Yeah, this makes it cool. Okay, and here because we have yellow underneath, I wanted to get redder here in the cheeks. In some places we leave it, the texture, some places we blend it. Okay, and here the nose, what I wanted to do here is to make it redder. Okay. We want her to look drunk, but like, now this color is very similar to this one. Maybe if we take this color, because I wanted her cheeks and nose to be kind of orangey because she's gonna have freckles. But let's make it a bit better here. Okay. Um, so we're 42 minutes in, and I say that we start working on her. Maybe let's start working on her little tiny boat. For now, the sea star. The sea star. Get into the sea star. So let's create another layer in multiply. We go in multiply. Okay. And we selected the color. I'm gonna go clipping mask. What I want to do now is I want to take my Norse brush. Okay. And make the opacity lower. So we will have already different colors into it. So here I'm fine, perfectly fine with hair color being like coming over the top of my sea star. And here I'm going to do it all like so. Multiply. And I take this purple for this part, separate it from the sea star. Okay. Now I'm gonna take this color of the sea star. Actually, I need to decide so the light is coming from the top. So this is where we would see the shadows. Okay, and let's go more into these purples here. Okay, and what we can do, either we can leave it as is with this hair color kind of going on top, or what we can do is we can, first of all, we can delete, like with the eraser, the watercolor eraser, we can remove the hair from our sea star. The hair layer won't impact our sea star, so it has this bright color of its own. Or we could have added another layer like we did with the character separately. So I think I'll leave it like this. And now what I want to do is I want to go into my sea star shape again and create another multiply layer. And I want to go into this shadow brush that's going to give me a bit more texture. I want to go over it one more time to make it brighter because this time, as I said, I want to keep as much of the watercolor texture as possible going over with the pencils or only some areas. So I take this purple, make it thing here, for the example here, make it as opaque, like so. Okay, erase this. There we go. So now we have this sea star, but it's all the same um, kind of color. It's not interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the part of the sea star, and again go into more greener or more bluer tones. Okay, some parts I want them to be more lighter. There are kind of bumps on the sea star. And here I want this edge, and maybe there's an edge here, and my dog is bothering me because she wants to eat. I'm gonna make it more saturate, maybe more green, and way brighter. Okay, and maybe here in the middle, it's gonna have another kind of color, greenish maybe, saturated, maybe lighter. So I really like how this is coming along because it's very interesting. Okay, so this is done. The sea star is done, and I think for today the last thing we do is we're gonna do the paper boat, and then we'll really move on to the sweater and so on. So the character is almost ready because then we will be able to move on to our surrounding elements as well. So I'm gonna go create a new layer, put it in multiply, put it in clipping mask, and what I want to do now is I want to select this color. And here I'm gonna go into full dark mode, like full opacity mode. Okay, coloring in our boat. It has to be light, okay? But what I want to do is I need to give it some tone. And what I want to do is I want to have that patchiness. Why isn't it? Why is this happening? Did I select the wrong layer? Ah, no, it did. Did select the right one. Where is it? Uh, mm, there we go. There's the one that I wanted. Is it the one that I wanted? Why isn't it doing anything? Okay, now I'm lost. Now I'm lost. Okay, so let's do the thing with the eraser gun. I forgot how I did it. Oh my god. So, okay. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. This is the layer that we have. Okay. So, let's do one thing. Let's use our spidery water eraser just a bit. Give it a bit more texture. Maybe some darker color. Let's go to blues. Okay, so let's pick the same color. Okay, like so. What I don't like now, it looks a bit dirty. Make it less saturated. Okay, because I want it to have texture. Maybe what if we change it to blue? Okay, maybe let's take the blue, move it this direction, and add some watercolor textures here. Okay, we can like so. So she's making our boat. We added the textures. Now what I want to do is I want to add that um, shadow part on my boat. Under the fingers. Here. And on the inside because the light is coming from above. And for that, I'm going to do a new multiply layer. Go a bit like so. Maybe not with this brush. Let's just spidery something. So, okay, and maybe we lower the opacity. Okay, I think this is already enough color variation in our boat for now. And yeah, for today, we're gonna stop. I'm gonna take the ugly thing so we can take a look at it. So for today, we're gonna stop and we're gonna continue tomorrow. Okay, so guys, if you would like to see the process, come and join me. So for now, yeah, this is it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.